A year passed and nothing. I get a zero. Like, hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Isso, and I am back with the part two of how I moved to Canada at the age of 25 by myself. I don't really get straight into the video. So yes, as I told you guys, I created my Express entry profile, and then the waiting game began. Now, one thing I would say, let me sit down very well, so you know that I'm serious. One thing I would say is that do not put your life on hold because of Express entry. Okay? I know a lot of people that were losing their mind just because they were on. Because the thing is, you're on the so it's like a point-based system. It's like a pool. People have different points. People have different experiences. So you have to make ways for them to have like a draw. So in that draw, they're going to pick like scores within a range. And if you fall within that range, that means you are expecting that you're going to get invitation to apply, which is an amazing thing. Okay, that is like the first stage of really starting this entire process, right? So yeah, I was waiting. So don't even put your life on hold. Like, trust me, it was in my mind to be like, oh my god, checking my profile. Well, I'm literally, if it's entering your profile, eh, you get email. I was not getting email, but I was still checking. Like, I was almost getting obsessed. But thank God for God, thank God for wisdom. That was when God now gave me the wisdom to like improve my little business that I was doing, which now, like I told you guys, gave me the funds to like do a lot of this process, right? So yeah, and after that, so I just needed something to take my mind off. And this is something that they will tell you every time, like don't put your life on hold because I said express entry. If not, like bruh, like you'll be so depressed, right? So yeah, I moved my mind and I was like really it was now this period of time when God started working on me. Because, like I told you guys, if I had moved as a student at that time, obviously He's merciful and He will always see me through. But if I had moved at the time when I just got this idea that I wanted to move, you guys, I was pretty immature spiritually, mentally. Like, I would have been someone that they would always say, oh, you get depressed, and I'll be crying, I'm calling my family, I want to come back. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. That would have been my story. But yeah, at this period of time, God started like drawing me closer to Him. Really started like working on my heart in so many ways that I am so thankful that He did that. That I did not come here prematurely because if I had, I would have had a very hard time. Like believe me, guys. So yes, He was doing that work. I was in love with my business. My business was doing well. I was spending more time on my family because I knew that. So the thing is, I had not even gotten ITA or anything like that, but I just knew that eh, God was in charge. Like I had faith. I had hope in God that this was going to come to pass. So people they call it manifesting, like new age. But to me, that manifesting is faith in God. So I was literally believing that this was going to come to pass, and I was just living my life like, okay, well, this is temporary. Or like, let me spend as much time with my family as I can, and love my country that I love, and all of that stuff. So yeah, you know, that was what I was doing. And what happened? So a year passed, you guys. A year passed and nothing. I get a zero. Like, I heard nothing. I heard nothing, and I think the profile it lasts for like a year and then it's cancels and you have to like do it again. I'm not even I can't remember. I think my profile expired and then I had to create another profile. You guys, I was pretty sad. But then I now started telling God, like, this one is not going to expire. This passport that I renewed is not going to expire. This passport I renewed is not going to expire. They are going to stamp this passport. And then Hallelujah challenge was going on. And I would carry my passport, I would pray, I would dance, I would wear dress like my miracle and all of that thing. And yes, I did all of that, and then I had to create another profile because my first one had expired. So same old. I use the same information I use. Like what I try to do is that I take pictures of all the information I filled because honestly, the human brain can be so funny, right? So yeah, I advise when you're filling your express profile, take pictures of every single part of the application. Okay, so you just can have reference of okay, this is what I filled. So that's what I did. So I filled my second. I created my second express entry profile and all of that. And at this point my work experience was now like increasing, almost getting to like I think 3 years. Like it was almost getting to 3 years, which I was thankful to God for. And I had left the first place that I worked at some point, and then to the second place. I was just pushing, like trying to live my life, like move my mind from express entry. Obviously, I was still listening to news. I was still learning, okay, oh, what to pack when you move here, or what to do when you get to the airport. Like, you get, like, I was still having it in mind, I'm going to come here, okay, no matter what, right? also saving money because this thing takes money, right? And I did not want to burden my parents. So I was doing all of this, all of this, all of this. And then where was that? I'm trying to let me try to remember the dates. I came here in 2024. 2024, right? I came in 2024. So I think it should be the beginning of 2024. Or did I come in 2023? When did I land? I think I landed in 2024, the ending, yes. So at the beginning of 2024 was when what happened? They now started like the whole category based thing, and I'm so thankful that the job I was doing that I had actually just started was now like under the category. Okay, and like I said, my point had gotten to like sorry, my work experience had gotten to like over 3 years. So this now allowed me to now come to 471 and got into 471. Like oh my god, and what even made it even more special, like I said, the work experience, like the one I just started doing was now under like the category based draws. That now, so on the night when I got my invitation to apply, I was about to sleep. I was just like scrolling, like really late in the night, right? I was just like scrolling on my phone, and then I just because I think it's every Wednesday and every Thursday I used to do like draws. I just saw express entry draw category based 469. Excuse me, excuse me, 469. My brain just stopped working. I just kept my phone like this, like this can't be happening. And then I went there and I picked up my phone and then I like checked and I saw 469. I saw the category and then I my score was 471. What? And before I knew it, I got the mail invitation to apply. Oh my god. Just I still remember the way I felt. I had a lot of emotions at that time. I was first of all grateful. I couldn't believe like this was like ITE, ITE. I used to hear other people talking about, but like I'm like, is it going to happen to me? Like, is this day ever going to come? And then it had come. And then my parents were in the room. It was really late. I don't even know they were watching TV. And then I went to meet them like, oh, you guys see. And then everybody was rejoicing, 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 thanking God, thanking God, thanking God. But then they were like looking at my mood, like my mood was not as excited as they were expecting. And my mom was like, why are you not like, like happy as I expect you to be? And I'm like, oh no, I'm happy. But then I was like, this is where, because at this point, I was just doing the little money, little payment, little things that I had control over. But then it has now come to the point where it was going to literally be complete reliance on God. Like, this is where the POF will come in, this is where the application fee will come in, flight tickets will come in. And I was like, oh my God, is this thing going to be able to happen? Is it going to be possible? But my mom was like, God that brought you this far. What are you saying? Like, is it going to leave you hanging and all of that? So that gave me peace, that gave me joy, but that also made me to go on my knees in prayer even more. I said to pray to God. I'm like, God, like God is like literally like our daddy. Like, I need to, yeah, daddy, oh, daddy. Like, that's literally how I am. I'm always like running to him. So I'm like, okay, yes, God is going to do it for me. So obviously, before that major stuff happened, I now had to start like booking for my medicals. I had to book for my police clearance. What else did I have to do? Yeah, it was just medical police clearance. I had to take a passport photograph. I'm going to get into that passport photograph and all of that. So the first thing I said to do, because like I said, I just like to arrange myself. So the first thing I did, I knew would waste my time was police clearance. So I spoke to my dad. My dad started the whole process for me, and yeah, it was pretty seamless to be honest. Although I had to go like 3 times because like they had a network problem. So yeah, that one wasted my time for a little bit. But then I got my police certificate. The one this one is online, you apply online, right? So I didn't have to do like the paper one like that. You have to fill something. I had to just do like the online one because that was even what I think IRCC accepted. That's another thing. When you're getting your documents, please be sure that it is IRCC approved. So I got my police clearance and then I booked for my medicals. I used them when I say God was so merciful and blessing me. I did not even have to ask my parents about money for all these things. I was doing it by myself. So I booked for my medicals. That one was there. And then the next thing I had to take my passport picture, like photograph. And I heard people thank God for information, like, okay, you better have to go to Studio 24 because they know the dimensions, they know everything. So I just did not even think too much. I didn't care how expensive it was. I just went to Studio 24. I'm like, this is what I'm using this thing for. And as I was doing all these things, I'm like, this is what I read people doing. Like, this is the stage that I saw people being on. Like, oh my God, like they've gotten to this point, and I'll be wishing, I'll be dreaming, like, God, when is it my thought? And then I was doing all these things, and I'm like, gosh, you're so good. God, you're so kind. God, you're so faithful. And yeah, I got I got my passport photograph taken. I kept that one. So I had a file. I was keeping all my documents. I also had a checklist of everything I needed, right? So I did that one, and then I now went to my medicals. So I used IOM. I used IOM. I remember that day too, very early in the morning. My amazing daddy took me there. He drove me there. In fact, I think my daddy even waited. Okay, I think did he wait for me or he went? Like God, thank God for parents. Honestly, he dropped me there. Made sure that I was able to enter, right? Do not ever miss your appointment time, you guys. Trust me, don't miss your appointment time because it's just a whole lot of like hustle and bustle. If you miss it, you will not be outside. People are trying to leave this country, so like the crowd and all of that. So I came at the perfect time. I went to do my, what do you call it, my medicals. I was like, God, I beg go. I made sure that I did not drink soda. I was just like eating veggies, eating fruits. Like, you're not gonna catch me, okay? So I went that day. It was pretty seamless. I got my everything done. Done chest X-ray, my height, my eyes, everything done. And then so they will send the information directly to IRCC, right? And then after I was done, my lovely daddy was waiting for me outside. He picked me up, and then I went home. So something that people did that was actually a mistake. They will book for their medicals and their biometrics the same day. I would advise, especially if you don't live in like that like city, I would advise not to do that because I think you can only do your medicals in Lagos and Abuja. Don't, okay? Try your best to not book the same day. So I booked my medicals first, and then the next day, because literally, like, the medicals might take more time than you expect, okay? And the biometrics might also take more time than you expect. So I did my medicals maybe today, and then the next day, I now had to go for my biometrics. I did it at Gariki, and BFS Gariki. I went there with, as usual, all my documents. Pretty seamless, just like literally waiting for your turn. Went there, did my thumb printing, all the scanning, scannable, all of that stuff. They did it. And yeah, I was done with my biometrics. Okay, now moving forward, I heard there's a way to ask for the hospital, like IOM, to send your results to your email. I did that and I saw that okay, I was perfectly okay, like glory be to God for perfect health. Thank God. So now all these things were done, right? It was now time to like upload like the POF and like all of that stuff. So I obviously did gifts did. Thanks to my family, thanks to God, I did gifts did. I had to go to the notary office, notarized the gifts did, scan all of these documents, you guys. I made sure I categorized every document so that I will just know what I'm uploading on the site. So I scanned all my documents and then I'm trying to rush now. And then I uploaded all my documents on the website, like all my expected. Because the thing is, depending on what you fill in your profile, they will not give you a list of documents to submit. So if you're asking now, oh, what should you submit? I don't know. Okay, depending on what you filled, that is what you're now going to upload, right? So I had my to-do list on my profile and then I kept on uploading, and uploading. Luckily, nothing really stressed me, like nothing really took my time like in a crazy way that delayed my, like uploading and completing my application. So I did all of that stuff and then I would like so before I submitted, I made my sister watch the I made my sister to go through my application. Made my I have five siblings. I made all of them to go through my application. I made my mom to go through it. I made my dad to go through it, right? Because there was some of the parts you would have to fill it with your entire family to be honest. Because there's some things that you probably don't remember about yourself. So yeah, they went through it, and then I went through that thing for like 5 times, and then I put it in the hands of God. Like you guys, like oh my God, the kind of prayer I prayed. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, if you're on this process or you're about to start, see God is first because you can literally do your best. You can do your best, and then yeah, I will just gasp because like this world is very evil. So just put God first, and yes, I did that. I prayed to God and all of that, and now it was also time for the waiting game. So even when like this now when my heart was now like this one is not a matter of like oh I see this one is a matter of you got it, you did not get it, that kind of thing. So I was a little worried, but I just kept on praying and preparing. I was preparing, I was saving, I was buying little things here and there, all for when I travel, all for when I travel, like this thing is gonna happen, right? And after some time, I think after like easy after 1 week or one week or 2 weeks, I got an ADR, that's additional document requirement, that they want you to like prove something that you uploaded in your application. So I got an ADR and I was able to submit that ADR like in no time and by the grace of so okay, so here is something that happened that I almost forgot. The group I was on, a lot of people were getting their like they were getting approved in like 1 week, even some 2 days and all of that, like 1 week, 2 weeks. I was like, ah, like why am I not getting approval and all of that? And I was just not seeing like any updates on my like application. I really can't remember the details, but there's a way to check like updates on your application. I just keep logging in to the IRCC portal and then you just kind of see some updates. And I'm like, I'm not seeing any updates, right? So I now called. There's also a number you can call. Don't ask me, I can't remember. So I now called like, oh, like what's the update with my application, blah 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 blah. So they now said that, oh, that there's like a question mark in my application, and which is crazy because so I tell him that if I did not call, you guys would have not known that okay, there's a question mark and then you need to send me an ADR. So thank God for God, I called. They now maybe I don't know, maybe now remember that okay, well let's send this girl this thing. So the moment I called, the next day they now got sent me the ADR, which I now submitted. So thank God for that wisdom. But I'm not saying you should not be calling them every time because I'm sure they haven't tired of people calling them every time. Sometimes just wait. There's actually a timeline. Okay, there's a timeline, but I just thank God for everything. I called them, they sent me the ADR, I uploaded the ADR, and you guys, in less than 3 weeks, I literally got my passport request. God is so good, God is so beautiful. This is literally a girl that would dream this dream. I'm like, is this thing ever gonna happen with all the waiting and waiting? And here I was looking at my invitation, and here I was looking at my passport request, like, it is done, it is finished. Ah, God is so good. So yeah, I don't want to bore you guys with the other details, but yeah, I got my passport request. Like we were so elated, so happy. God is so perfect. On it, I can literally only just give all the glory to God. For even giving me the zeal to do this thing is God, right? So yes, I did all of that, and then I now like submitted my documents to Kenya, to the Kenya VFS office, and then in no time my passport came back, and like the rider came, and I was like, and I'm here, you guys. I'm here. I'm literally here. Like, oh, if you told me this, I would be here like 2 years ago. I would say amen, but I might not believe you. But here I am. This is like over a year I've been here. God is so faithful. So yeah, you guys, that is my how I moved to Canada at the age of 25. Okay, it was a long journey. I'm not even gonna lie. It was pretty hard, but God kept my like, literally. It was be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. He kept my heart still, gave me that trust. Some nights I'll go to the front, I would cry. I'm like, God, is it because it was not like, oh, my friends are moving forward. I'm like, I'm waiting on this thing. It was almost like those around me were like doubting if it was even going to happen. But it did happen. And God alone deserves all the glory. So that is the end of this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, so what are you waiting for? More informative videos are coming. Let me also kind of know some videos you might want me to film, okay, on this channel. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share to someone that will find this valuable. And I will see you guys in our next video. Bye guys. Love you.